Hello everybody.
Hello.
So short update.
No.
Where you guys are there?
Yep, there we are.
We kind of it's hot suddenly. It was cold, sweater weather.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of October
And now it's
and the beginning of the apartheid in the Netherlands. The apartheid's pass, but let's not go into that.
No.
We tried, but it is long rants. Who wants that? So we kind of made the decision. We're staying for another winter in the Netherlands.
Yep.
Letting you guys know.
We're staying put.
The main reason is the budget that we have built in the months that we had work. We're eating it already. So we're eating the budget because there's no work at the moment. And we have still 8 or 9 months before we have to do the safety inspection of this van. So we have 8 or 9 more months to focus on increasing a budget that we're now eating. And because we're eating it, it is not wise to buy another van. It's not wise to travel.
No.
Because you travel now, you're eating through your budget faster. Just by fueling up 6 or 7 times.
True.
And yeah, so
That's basically it.
this is it's a decision. It's
It's been a tough decision.
it is. We know that you can still travel across the borders.
Weigh the pros and cons, but yeah.
It's the best thing to do.
Yep.
If we invest now in this van for safety inspection and repairs to make it travel worthy, we're committing to the van. What we don't want to commit yet, and we know from the previous Mercedes, as long as it ain't broken, don't fix it. It's functioning well.
True.
So we might be able to live in it for another 8 or 9 months. We've already done a year now. And in 8 or 9 months, we'll just look how the situation is then. But it kind of, to travel we need to put money in this van now, because we want to then take the safety inspection and have it fixed up, approved for 2 more years, so we don't need to rush back in March next year. If we just go and then do the safety inspection next year, we have to come back in March. But if you do it now, you have 2 years before you need another one.
True.
But if we put the money in this van now, we're committing to it. And the reason we're not committing to it, the reason we're hesitant, is basically the reason we're not committing to it. And the reason we're hesitant, it should be a no-brainer, like let's go. And the reason it's not, it's that it's not comfortable. We talked about this, talking about it now for 5 years of van life.
Steady bed and a work spot.
A steady bed and a work spot. If you're gonna park somewhere to stay for the winter, you don't want to build up your work spot every day, and you don't want to build up your bed every day. You want your work spot with your stuff on it ready for the work, and you want your bed ready for the nap or for when you're tired. And if usually we go to bed after midnight, and if you start rummaging around in a van after midnight when you're tired, building the bed, it's just not comfortable.
Not ideal.
So the first time we went on a big road trip, we just went for the experience. Because people said we couldn't do it, we proved we could. The second year,
Because of a bed.
we went, we made a promise then to people we would go, and we went. The second time we went with a solar panel, which made life much more easier.
Way easier.
And now, the third time that we want to go in comfort. That's our big thing for us, personally, is the comfort. And the comfort of having the bed and the work set up. And this van does not have that. And it would require a complete overhaul of the interior, which we have somebody who's willing to help us with that. But on the other hand, we could also opt for the van that's already built like that.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's difficult to say, let's buy another one now, because we're eating up our budget. And if we buy another one, and we have to fix up the other one, and we don't have an unlimited budget. So as long as we don't have work, we have to dream smaller. When we had to work before the summer, we were dreaming bigger, and now it makes sense to spend as less money as possible, so we don't eat all of our budget, and just eat a little of it, as little as we can, because all the money at the moment comes from us working. And when we're not working, we're eating up our budget, and it goes pretty fast. We're already noticing it declining. So the decision to travel is postponed until after at least 8 months or 9 months. And by that time we also know more about our financial situation, and we know more about situation in the world with the discrimination. And it might be a lot worse in 8 or 9 months, and that we could say to each other,
Time will tell.
what's up with this? With all this?
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
No.
It is worrying us. It is keeping us awake. We don't like where it is going.
It seems like a little bit of history repeating itself.
There's a lot of history repeating. We got a glimpse of what it feels to be a colored person, a glimpse of what it feels to be a Jewish person. It's not nice, and all it takes is for ordinary, normal people like all of us to say no. But don't comply with unjust rules.
Just say no.
You have the duty to be civil disobedient if it doesn't, if a rule doesn't align with your heart. You should not follow it. Following orders is not a virtue.
No.
If you see somebody getting refused in a restaurant, well, you potentially, in theory, could go in, because maybe you have an apartheid pass. If you at that time say, well, if they send away Patrick and Petra, then I'm not going to eat here either. That's all it takes. But if you reward the restaurant to send us away by ordering a meal there, then you're contributing to the problem in a small way. You are on the wrong side of history. That's how we see it. So nobody should be discriminated based on a personal medical choice to put something or not put something in your body. It's simple as that. And if you agree with that, and it just takes a simple do not comply. And we have seen also from history, if nobody complies with a rule, it ends. Because the rule makers, they're not at the doors of the restaurants.
They're counting on your compliance.
They're counting on our compliance of the waitress, the 18-year-old waitress, and the restaurant manager or the owner to comply. And they're counting on the police, the policy enforcers to beat up their own fellow citizens. But the politicians are not wielding the sticks, and they're not standing at the entrance of the restaurant saying do not enter. If we don't comply, it ends. It's that simple. We should all unite. That's basically our message. Love and peace to the world, just like it said on our first camper van. That was a good slogan.
It's corny, but true.
Yeah. So there you have it. Pet Apart. Signing off, because the phone can only record for 10 minutes. So we got 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Before the memory is full. So, see you in the next one. Pet Apart, not going south.